Looking for a different gift for someone? Want to help someone in setting up their first smart home? Like to find something that won't break the bank? Stay tuned and I'm going to show you some options. Welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter, your home for all things relating to smart home technology. In this episode, we're going to talk about choosing items from the Wyze Labs as a gift. Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and we're going to be working on this together. This content is also available as an Amazon flash briefing or podcast. Please go to techbiteswithronnutter.com for more information. For any items mentioned in this episode, there are affiliate links in the description. If you click on these links, I will get a small commission, but that won't affect the price you pay for the item. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe and enable notifications. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. Now, here's what we're going to be dealing with. In case you've never heard about Wyze, and that's entirely possible, we're going to talk about the Wyze ecosystem components, and they have a whole laundry list, and God bless their hearts, they're coming out with even more. But we're going to start with the ones that I think you'll probably be the most apt to implement, kind of get you experience with, especially if you're choosing this as a gift for somebody who may have never turned up any smart home gear at all. So we'll just take it one step at a time. We're going to show you the Wyze Band and the smartphone app. Now, the Wyze Band, this is not just a fitness band. This is so much more, but you're going to see that when we get into that part of the video. We're going to talk about the Wyze bulb, the outlet, and the camera. So there's 4 things we're going to be covering. All of them are very reasonably priced, and one of them is even under $10. So let's go ahead and get started in helping you pick out that special gift. When you're setting up that new account for the smart home cloud service or device, please get a copy of my smart home device account checklist you see here on the screen. This will help make sure that everything gets written down that you entered to get that account created. The form will also serve as a backup copy when you get this entered into your password manager app. And if you're not already using a password manager app, please get one now and get started. You will be subscribed to my email list in exchange for the checklist. I won't share, rent, or sell your information to anyone. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there's a whole host of components that the folks at Wyze or Wyze Labs, depending on how you've heard about them, have available. Now, to me, their easiest one to start off with, and it's one that I think is going to serve you well, especially as you start adding within the Wyze ecosystem, and even if you don't, is going to be the Wyze Band. Now, it's very simple to set up with your phone. It just pairs just like your earbuds or whatever else you've got tied into your phone. And it doesn't need to be charged. The specs from Wyze indicate about once every 10 days. I'm already into day 2 on mine, and the battery is holding out far better than I would have thought. Now, you've also got the Wyze bulb. This is going to be something that is very affordable. It's less than $10 on Amazon. And depending on what happens on Black Friday, you might even see more. The Wyze Outlet is an interesting approach because it doesn't block both outlets like some of them can, or you have to turn it in a funny orientation. And as you notice, there's a QR code on the back. So that is something that makes it easier for somebody who's never set it up. It will help you go right to the website, go through a quick start guide, and that's if you even need it. And then the Wyze Cam is something you can deploy your own security system at home. And let's face it, with what's going on right now in some of the news reports at the time I'm doing this video, having the ability to look at all parts of your property is not a bad thing. Conventional security systems are extremely expensive in some cases, not to mention the cabling that's going to be run. This is all wireless. Now, granted, it's not without its challenges, but at about $20 a camera, really, you can't go that far wrong. So let's delve into things a little bit more. Now, what you're going to see with all of the Wyze gear is it's going to be tied in through the Wyze app. Now, you notice at this point, the Wyze Band is already in place, and that's if you're going to get multiple items, I would suggest you consider the Wyze Band as a part of the system, because this way you'll be able to do all sorts of things with it for the Wyze items. You can do shortcuts within the app and then that's going to translate to being able to control it from the Wyze Band. Now, Wyze Band, if you're set up with an Alexa Echo, then you could also tie this into Alexa to further expand what you're able to control. For example, I've got the Alexa Fire Cube. Just on a whim, I said, well, let me see if I can control the TV like I'm used to, because the information I had said that you had to do this from the Alexa Cube. No, 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 no. I was able to turn the TV on and off from my Wyze Band. So that was a nice little add-on. There are unlimited things you can do with this to a great degree, with your imagination probably being the only thing that may stop you from doing something. Now, if you're buying this for someone else, I'm not going to get real technical here, but I will be doing additional videos so that if whoever you're getting this for can be able to go to those, give you a few extra tips and tricks on getting things up and running. But again, I'm just trying to help you kind of sort through all the assortment of items that are out there. Now, if we look a little bit further, when you go into the Wyze Band in the app and you click on the three little dots, this is where you'll get an idea of how strong the battery is. And he said after a day, when I was using it rather heavily, it is at 88%. You can give it all sorts of additional information to help it interpret some of the information that's coming through, such as age, sex, weight, that kind of thing. I haven't totally gone through all that yet. We're going to see it. And then this is where you can see where you've got the integration with Alexa. You can see there's quite a bit of information available from this. It can help you show how much sleep you're getting, show your heartbeat, recording your steps. So depending on what information your doctor's wanting, this is a good way to collect that information. Now, the shortcuts is where you will be able to, from a tapping point on here, turn bulbs on and off, turn outlets on and off, that kind of thing. Now, that's just the Wyze items. If you start getting into other items, that's when you'll need to use the Alexa integration to make that happen. You can set alarms on here. You can get weather, not only what the current temperature is, but decent information for about 3 to 5 days in advance. And at this time of the year, when weather is changing kind of erratically, that's a handy thing to have. You can even find your phone. You can get a little granular on the Alexa alerts, get into settings. So there's really, and then there's even some adjustments you can make in terms of the using as a small light, doing stopwatch, and it's very versatile. And for less than $25, the Wyze Band is definitely one to think about adding. It's a black rubber, so it's going to be very easy to fit. And I've got a large wrist, and it actually fit me with several notches to spare. So unlike some where you've had to do some measuring, make sure you get the right band, with the Wyze Band, that's not really going to be something you're going to have to be that concerned about. The Wyze bulb is just screws into a regular outlet. You will initially set it up through the Wyze app. The only thing you'll need to be aware about is if you have any sort of power outages, and this seems to be unique across all the bulbs. If power goes off and back on, then be prepared for the bulbs to turn themselves back on because they think they've been given a command to do it. Now, the outlets don't show this problem, but it just seems to be something in the bulbs. And we'll see over time how my experience with the Wyze bulb as to how susceptible it is to that. But just full disclosure up front that you may need to be prepared for that, or whoever you're giving this to. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. The Wyze Outlet, now this is something that is unusual in how they did it. It doesn't block both outlets. Some of the outlets that I've looked at on the channel, unfortunately, do have that design issue, which pretty much limits you to being able to use them only on the top outlet. And if you need to have multiple devices plugged in, you're going to have some challenges. But for the most part, doing things like small appliances to radios, non-smart bulbs, that's going to be something to think about. Keep in mind, and we'll start the picture again here, there is some information on the back. You can't plug just everything into this. And it does tell you on the back what its limits are. For example, it's 15 amps, but I wouldn't plug a refrigerator into this, for example. You want more an appliance rated device. That's just something to think about. And this is something that whoever you're giving to, they'll need to do that kind of research. But depending on what you're getting a sense from they want to do, this is going to be something that they'll need to kind of investigate. The Wyze Camera, this has been something that I have found over the years, and I've used this for about an early model of this for about 2 years. This is something that has relatively decent night vision, which is not bad considering it's a $20 camera. You can put a memory card into it so it can store its own video, so you don't have to use any cloud service unless you just simply don't want to store it on there. As you can see, there's quite a bit of articulation to it in that you can do almost any angle you want to, and that's going to be something to experiment with over time. It is a wireless connection, so that should be very straightforward. I've had mine some distance from the access point here at home, so that is, you don't have to be as worried about that as getting good coverage, but it is pretty resilient. And the Wyze systems overall have been reliable with the ones that I have worked with so far. There are other ones coming. They've already released the information about a smart lock, about a thermostat. Those will be available hopefully just before Christmas. It's unclear at this point how soon they may be able to ship. All they're saying is shipping in December. And if I can get those in time, I will be doing a video on those, giving you a little more information and hopefully be able to go into some detail with what it takes to get them set up and what you may need to think about. There is good information on both those devices on their system that you will be able to see if you can use them. If they're, for example, the Wyze lock is not compatible with all deadbolts. So that's something to know up front. The thermostat, same issue. Not all systems can it work with. But you go through and you pick the wires out that it's using and that kind of thing. So Wyze, to their credit, is really going the extra mile to make sure this is going to be something that's going to be as easy for you to implement as it can. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to see videos on the screen that are similar to the one you're watching right now, or other content that YouTube thinks you might be interested in. If this video helps you or provides value, please click on that like button, thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click on subscribe now and enable notifications. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.